Artie show. Brent Stover in tonight for Nick DiPaolo, who is ill.
Yeah, hope he gets well soon. But I don't know, a great thing on the show. We have this kid Rod from Bayside who is a Class A jerk off, but I mean that in a real complimentary way, in a neighborhood way. You know,
Sure.
He's a pain in the ass. And he calls guys on WFAN, the legitimate sports station, and mentions our name. And he gets the legendary Mike Francesa all the time. And Francesa is going to put a hit out. I got a feeling I think Francesa used to gamble. He might be connected. And I think he's going to put a hit out on Rod from Bay, or me soon, because he mentions my name. Francesa's head almost explodes in some of these. He's very, don't you think so, Mike? I mean, are we in trouble?
I think we're going to have to run to Canada or someplace really far.
Run to Canada? Do you think you could run to Canada?
Not really.
Someplace really far? So, but first he gets, who does he get first?
He got Tony Page,
You got
the
Tony
overnight guy.
The overnight guy, Tony Page, right? So here's, you'll enjoy this. Here he is prank calling with Nick and Artie type stuff.
Okay.
Here's Rod from Bayside prank calling Tony Page on the fan.
Let's go out to Hector in Corona. Hector, you're on the fan.
Hey, how are you doing tonight?
I'm fine, man. What's going on?
All right. Before I get to my Giants point, I have a quick story about David Wright to share, if that's okay.
Sure.
So my buddy Jack Petson owns a clothing store in the city called Twink Scarves, and David Wright was in the store, and he said the main reason he is staying in New York is so that he can tongue punch Dan Fellato'sFartbox.
Yeah, he had a good chance to show some brains, and he just didn't. He just wanted to have fun. They thought it was funny.
Tongue
Big night, the
punch.
Giants spit the bit, and then he spits his chance to show he got some brains. What can I tell you?
Tongue punch Dan Fellato'sFartbox. Tongue punch Dan Fellato'sFartbox.
Tongue punch Dan Fellato's fart box. That is, there's a sentence you don't hear a lot.
No.
And there's a reason for that. God, I'm gonna throw up. Yeah, so he does that type of stuff. He makes references to our show, and I tell you, Tony Page, can he get a little off his high horse a little bit? The guy's talking about, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary at 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
I got a chance to show some brains. Sorry, a think tank from Harvard doesn't call your show, Tone.
Tongue punch Dan Fellato'sFartbox.
Yeah, who does he think's calling? Stephen Hawking? At 4 in the morning talking about the Jets? And Cromartie? Masterpiece, right, exactly. Say it, Mike, no one says jerk off. Say he's a jerk.
He's a jerk off that thinks he's on Masterpiece Theater.
There's a certain way to say, you're from Kansas, Brent.
Sure.
There's a certain way to call somebody a jerk off, like Jersey has its own way, but Staten Island has a very specific way. You hold the j a little bit, the jerk off. Say it. Call somebody. Say hey, you're a jerk off.
Hey, you're a jerk off.
Like you hold the G, you understand?
Sure.
Brent?
Yeah, absolutely.
You hold the J. In Jersey, it's more like, hey, you're a jerk off. Like you get to it more. But I like yours better. It's almost like a French thing.
It's weird though, because there's different versions of it too. We have in Jersey and Staten Island, like, what kind of jerk off are you? Last night.
Yeah. What kind of? That's a rhetorical question.
You didn't hold it as long that time. I noticed the difference in the two ways.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, what kind of jerk off are you?
Yeah, you held it there. What kind of? And how many types of jerk offs are there? There's several.
Oh, there's several. There's jerk offs that cut you off on the road. There are jerk offs down the street.
Right.
Jerk offs that deliver mail late.
Jerk offs are jerk offs just because they exist. They're in your way.
They're in the way. They're in the way of other people.
All right, well, Rod from Bayside, this is the classic one. He gets, you know who Mike Francesa is,
of course,
legendary guy, and I'm a fan of his. But he always gets Mike, and Mike, he always uses my name, and Mike gets mad at me for whatever reason. But here he is getting Francesa.
Ralph and Mineola, what's up, Ralph?
Oh, God.
Hey, Mike, I enjoyed your interview with Len Berman very much.
Thanks, what's up?
I have two quick things, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I finally saw that Pacquiao fight. And when he got knocked out, he looked just like you during the Sweeney Murdy phone call. Are you letting Nick DiPaolo?
Well, I knew I was waiting for something, but go ahead. I mean, another guy waited for it. It's the same guy who waited. He waited an hour this time and didn't get his joke on.
Oh, my God. I can't, oh, man, sometimes I can't, because again, I mean, if Francesa ever sees me out, he's going to just hit me with a fungo bat.
Perhaps, yeah.
I happen to know he carries a fungo bat. I don't know, like, now it's gotten almost, I'm offended by it. You know what he's referring to? Sweeney Murray. Francesca fell asleep.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I just think that proved, if you watch that clip, it shows he's a brilliant broadcaster.
He is brilliant.
Was asleep.
And still was able to...
Went right into it.
Absolutely.
Said to his producer, who's this? The producer says who it was, and he goes, okay, thanks, and right into like commercial.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be in the Broadcasting Hall of Fame for that.
He should. He said it. He's good. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But yeah, at some point, maybe you want to distance yourself a little bit from that call. You know?
I know, yeah. Well, I mean, listen, I can't now at this point.
You're locked in.
What, Mike?
But the Italians, Francesca's thinking, oh, he's putting, I know he is. So now the Italians are. He's probably thinking it's you up to this.
Yeah.
This Boschetti moment that didn't make any sense brought to you by Toyota. Join us for this another babbling moment coming up. No, you're right. He like Italians tend to like, you know, they look into the stuff, right?
It's like, it's Artie, I know he's
Yeah.
but it's not you at all.
And it's paranoia. It's paranoia. But we play the clip, so we're just as much at fault. Couple of phone calls we might want to take. Is Hansy up there?